So as you can see, I finished cutting the two bases of my boxes. So next, what we are going to create is the gaps. The tricky thing about this is that the gaps have to coincide. So we're going to be doing loads of measuring for this. Now, I first gonna measure where the middle of my box is for me it's 33 centimeters, meaning that the middle is 16 centimeters and a half, and as you can see I have already marked the middle. Now once you mark the middle, you're gonna measure 2 centimeters to the left and 2 centimeters to the right. Yeah, so I'm gonna move this here. From there you're gonna mark 1 centimeter or probably 1.5 down. So here, yeah, and 1.5 down on the other side. 1.5 down. Sorry, I want to be as clear as I can. Okay, so this, I'm gonna just sketch it very quickly. Yeah, down, and from here down. So it's gonna be the gap through the gap where the lids are gonna come and go through is then 4 centimeters wide, and for me is 2.5 centimeters tall. So this is what I'm gonna cut using a craft knife. So as you can see, I have already cut one of the gaps right here. Now for the sake of being practical, I'm gonna just hold the two bases together and I'm gonna mark the gap here using the one that I already measured. Yeah, and then using a craft knife and very carefully I'm gonna cut here, around, down, and here. Now see that I cut both gaps? Yeah. Now before you glue this side to this side, just make sure that they coincide, and you can make adjustments accordingly. So see here, for example, when I make my two bases coincide, I have a little gap here, like something that needs to be further cut. So I'm gonna do that before I glue my two bases together. Cool. So I have my two bases glued together. So my two cords are ready. Now what we need to do is to set up the catapult using rubber bands. So in this case you're gonna need 2 rubber bands. If you don't have rubber bands at home, you can use some elastic, but if you do have them, all you have to do is join them together like this. Yeah, and then I'm gonna show you how to set them up on your box. So we are gonna set up our rubber bands 5 centimeters from the edge of your box. So 5 centimeters, you're gonna make a mark approx, see, in the middle of the side of your box, and then I'm gonna go and measure the other side. 5 centimeters, and try to make the mark, as I said before, in the middle of, like on the middle of the side of your box, and then the other 2 sides. So I'm going to show you very quickly how I do my holes. So I just stick my knife and I just go around and around one side, and then very careful guys, please be safe on the other side. It has to be big enough for a rubber band to go through. Yeah, so this should be okay. Okay, so once you have made your holes, you just have to get your rubber band through and secure it with a stick. Then you pull from it and you go to the other side. You'll probably need 2 hands here. Sorry, 2 pair of hands. And then I'm just trying to, this is the tricky part, but we are gonna persevere and we are gonna make it happen. So I'm making myself, I'm helping myself with a little stick on this side, just to get my rubber band through, and then I take the stick out and I secure it on this side. So, woohoo! I have my first catapult. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, so I have my 2 catapults on either side. So I tried it just to have a trial of how this would work. Now, a few things that you may want to take into account is that I said to you to mark the middle of the side. If I had to change something, I would probably put my rubber bands lower, closer to the base of the box. See, because now I have this issue that I have to hold my rubber band and my lid, and more often than not, my lid will fly to the other side. But that could be a variation of the game, just to make it fly to your opponent's court. Now, another thing that I'm going to change is that the gap is too small. So I'm going to cut at least 1.5 centimeters on each side. Cool, so my court is finished. You can make it as beautiful as you can. All you need now is a person to play against. And then you need lids of different colors, 2 different colors. I don't have enough. I had a bunch which someone got rid of yesterday, but I just want to show you that you need a different color on each quart, and then the idea is that each of the lids goes through the gap. See? And go, and then try again. And then I need to get as many green ones on the other quart, and the white one needs to get as many white ones on my quart. And then you can play around with the rules and decide when is it that one wins.